Hey guys, Will here, back with another Marvel Legends action figure review. Today we're looking at Deadpool in his X-Men suit. So this is a pretty fresh figure. Hasn't been out too long. I think the Sauron wave's only just come out. And I think it's the second Deadpool wave we've had this year. Which I'm not going to complain about. A lot of people are saying too many Deadpool stuff being put out and blah blah blah, but I actually don't have a lot of Deadpool figures right now, so I was really pumped for this. Anyway, without further ado, let's jump right into the video. Right, so as always, we're going to look at the box first, because, yeah, people do that, like I said before. I forgot to say, most of your Marvel Legends figures come with a spot varnished image on the top, so got Deadpool there, that's pretty cool. It says Deadpool here, and one thing I really do quickly want to say, I really wish I'd have kept the figure in its box, purely because of the way it came displayed in the package. It was like kicking the madcap head that the figure came with, and he was posed in the box, and I thought it was really cool that Hasbro did that, because I wasn't aware they really had too much fun with these figures. But that just reinstates to me that, you know, maybe there is a love of labour that goes into these figures. Maybe they do enjoy just having a play around with them. This figure is definitely evidence of that. And there's another Deadpool figure in the wave where they've sort of done the same thing. Yeah, just quickly wanted to say that was pretty cool. Anyway, so it doesn't really say anything else other than Hasbro, Deadpool. You have the image on the side. I don't really want to knock it, but it's basically Deadpool in his X-Men costume. And it's the same image on both sides. And then on the back, we have a read-up. And this is one of the best read-ups I've ever legitimately read on a Marvel Legend. So it says, "So I didn't make the cut for the Skull Super Mutant team. So what? I'm my own yellow-clad, spandex-wearing, most popular girl in school cheerleader. My mum would be so proud." Spot on for Deadpool, really, innit? And then you have the other figures in the wave. I might pick the other Deadpool up. And you have your Sauron builder figure there. And some more information that I guess they have to put on there. But that's it for the box, so let's get into the figure. So first, let's take a quick look at the accessories. Now, I'll start with the head. This baffled me, I guess, like a lot of collectors, that we randomly got Madcap's head in there. It does fit on the figure, by the way, and, you know, the hat is detachable. But it baffled me that this was in here, because, you know, we haven't even got a full Madcap figure. And I know he wore Deadpool's costume, but I don't think he ever wore the X-Men Deadpool costume. But fair play for including it. It's another thing we didn't have, and I guess, you know, you can even customize a body, or if you have a Deadpool figure already, you have too many, like people keep saying, maybe just turn one into a Madcap figure. But yeah, pretty good that they included this, and it was also fun how it was displayed in the box as well, which I've already said. And then we get this gun. I believe now all of the guns that come with Marvel Legends, or maybe just Deadpool, they're all based off of like Nerf guns rather than real guns, which I don't have a massive problem with, because, you know, comic book characters are exaggerated, so their guns can be exaggerated. It's not a big problem to me, although this is we could do with a better quality gun, I guess. But it's not a bad accessory. He's got a big gun to hold. Now, he didn't come with these, but I do have two pistols that I like my Deadpool to hold. The only problem with this is you got to be careful about putting guns in his hands, because it stretches him a little bit, and then he doesn't hold his swords so snuggly. And then the next are the swords themselves. Mine's a little bit warped, but they're nicely done, you know. I can't really complain about them. They look like katana swords, so, you know, what do you gotta do? Okay, so next we're going to move on to articulation. I'm just going to quickly say for the record, I can't stop looking at this figure and just thinking of Deadpool 2 in 4 or 5 moments scene, which was by far my favourite bit in the whole film. But this isn't actually based on Deadpool 2. It's actually based on a really good story. I think it was it Matt Wade? I think it was Matt Wade. We're going to go with that. But yeah. It's based on a story where Deadpool tried to join the X-Men, and he got rejected, so he just made his own costume. I like that they kept the red in. Like, if we just go over some details quick, you can clearly see that that's a DIY job, the X-Men thing on there. Or I imagine Deadpool did it himself, and then yeah. Oh, by the way, these parts here, they do come loose on the wrists as well, and on the boot cuffs. They do fall down and stuff, but you position them, and then that doesn't happen so much. I never really got why people had such a problem with that, because it doesn't happen as often as people make out. But yeah, so we'll just jump onto articulation now. The first thing I really like about this figure is you get a lot of attitude in the head. It's got a really good range of motion, so you can get him looking in pretty much any position you want. So yeah, it's good that they're giving us that. He has that weird Quagmire giggity thing going on that most Marvel Legends have these days. But yeah, so head looks up and down as much as you'd want, moves around and all that stuff. Then he has butterfly hinges in the shoulders, as you can see. His shoulders do move all the way around. He has a double jointed elbow that's not hindered at all by his boot. Wrist cuffs cut at the biceps, so you can swivel that, and then hinges and twists on the wrists. He has a waist in there, a waist cut, a really good ab crunch. It's kind of stiff on mine, but yeah, the ab crunch works nicely. Said about the waist, and then this is awesome. So he can kick forward straight out, no problem, and you can really get that boot up there as well. So that's pretty good. You have your obvious thigh cut that all Marvel Legends have, along with the double jointed knee bow. The double jointed knee, and then you have another swivel at the boot, kind of hindered by this a little bit, and then your standard Marvel Legends up and down hinge and your ankle pivot. Right, so next we're moving on to posability. I've got him posed with his swords on his back and this big gun in his hand. This looks cool, but it's not nearly worth how much finagling you have to do to get that gun in his hand comfortably, and I still don't think it looks great. You could play around with this a little bit more and get it in his hand properly, but yeah, if you want to pose him with a big gun, there you go. It looks pretty good. I guess I'm just not really a fan of the gun itself. Like, it's not the gun itself, it's how long it takes to put it in his hand, and it's an arduous task, which, you know, you don't want that with action figures. So next, this is by far my favourite way to pose him. I mean, he looks good any way you display him with his swords out, but I really like getting him sort of in that crouch position with his his swords behind him, and it's the butterfly joint in his shoulders that makes that look so good and effective. So that's pretty awesome. Here's Deadpool posed with those two handguns I showed you earlier. This looks really good, but just, once again, be careful. You don't want to bend those hands too much out of place so that he can't hold his swords. But yeah, this looks pretty good. Oh, and I didn't say it earlier, but you could probably take this off. It's kind of loose enough. take it off and just put it on any other Deadpool figure if you so wish. But yeah, there you go. I mean, I've been posing him like this mainly. I just think it looks cool. Obviously, he has no pistol storage on him, so you've got nowhere to put your handguns if you do have them to use. And then lastly, just for those of you who want to see it, you have it, the figure itself with the madcap head. So I don't hate how this looks. It just I don't know. I would have included this head with the standard Deadpool figure that was released not too long ago. In that first Deadpool wave. Yeah, just I mean, I know there's a lot of you out there who's going to be like, well, it came with the head, so put it on the body. There you go. That's how that looks. It's pretty odd and strange. And then just quickly, without the hat. Yeah, just Madcap's weird head. Which could argue that it's Deadpool's face anyway, because it's an extension of Deadpool or something to do with Thor's hammer. It's been a while since I read the story, but there you go, guys. That'll do it. That's my Marvel Legends review for today. I don't know if the next few things I review will be Marvel Legends. I've got some Star Wars figures, and I keep meaning to get round in reviewing these Dragon Ball Z figures. That's why they're on my review station. But yeah, just I don't know. Keep watching, like and subscribe. All that jazz. I do appreciate it. And I like to interact with you guys as well, so let me know what you think in the comments below. And I'll see you guys soon. I've got to go to work now, so fun times. Bye, guys.